One testicle resting in each eye would feel good, not gonna lie, like a heated water bottle. That's a chat message. That's a chat message that I saw there. As soon as I entered the stream, opened the chat, that was the first message I saw. Hamwich24, thank you. Truly are the J.R.R. Tolkien of our time. Welcome to the stream, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining. Vinny, is there a reason why you don't use the main Vinesauce Twitter account for live notifications? Seems like none of the other team members are using it anymore either. I don't know how to tell you this. I hope the coma wasn't too bad, but there's not really a Vinesauce team anymore. Hasn't been in a while. I know Joel still uses the branding. That's his choice. It's a little confusing. But it got confusing, honestly, and people just kind of gradually stopped using it. And I figured it's just... what's the point? There's just no point. So, yeah. Why isn't the account being used by you since no one else does? Honestly... it would still be kind of confusing. And I thought I would rather use my own account to make it a little more clear that Vinny of the Vinesauce is doing the streaming. That's really the only reason I have. I'd rather not have to log into a different account every time I make a tweet. Not really much. And there's more people that follow my own personal one. So. That's about it. Yeah. And also, I don't want to be... it's weird, because I don't want to be too unfair to the other people. I know it sounds kind of weird, but, like, that's why the Vinesauce.com site doesn't really link back to me. You know? Like, I know it's a... I want people to flourish on their own, like little flowers that grow into big flowers, without my watering can. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. A couple quick things. One, there's a Nintendo Direct tomorrow, and it is just an indie Direct. UFO 50 on Switch 2, a game that kind of probably should have been on Switch 1, perhaps. Hades 2 would be good. That was at the Nintendo event I was at. Silksong, never. I think I'm not waking up early for it, but I'll talk about it tomorrow night. And we'll discuss what games I will be playing on my Switch 2. Like I said, the form factor on the Switch 2 is really nice. And it's like a little bit better than the Steam Deck and the Asus. The Asus is also giving me Windows problems, so that thing has been annoying. And oh my god, it's got a squeaky... The right trigger is squeaky. And unless you're wearing headphones or your volume is loud, it's so noticeable. Oh my god. So, yeah, it's fine. Are you for horsemanning tomorrow night? Possibly. I'm not sure yet. We have some options. Like, for example, there's also Castle Crashers that just came out. The update, which I'm very interested in that update. I want to draw some garbage. Vinny, I hope they announce Mario Galaxy 3 tomorrow. They should announce Smash Brothers 3 tomorrow. Definitely. Vinny, are you not gonna finish Machina? The ending is cinema. I'm at a point again where there's so many games I could be playing that I'm having a hard time keeping up. So I'm gonna try. I haven't had a chance to play. I've been balancing out my video game time with my real life time and trying to go on more walks and like do more outdoor stuff when the weather's nice. The winter is typically a better time for me to do pre-records. Machina was really fun. It was really addictive. I would love to return to it. I'm going to try to. And I'm also addicted to System Shock 2. And I want to finish that as we're playing it tonight. So... hey chat, I also got this controller. This is the 8BitDo N64 controller. And I haven't had a chance to test it out yet. It was a good price. And it's got some functionality. It's got 2 Z buttons. And as you can see, it's probably going to work a little better for something like Ocarina of Time and streaming N64 games. I don't know if this was a good purchase, but I have actually enjoyed the 8BitDo controllers, even though one of them's, wow, good English. One of them had a piece of the rubber fall off, and sometimes the buttons get a little sticky, but for the price and just the, you know, the convenience, I really like these controllers. But I did, just a word of warning, yes, I've had several that I had to, you know, I'm a gamer and everything, but when the buttons get sticky, you can open it up and like clean, but it never fully recovers. So I love them, but I have my complaints, and I'm wondering how good this one's going to be. I think it's, for N64 games, it'll be perfect, but we'll see. Also, probably the biggest news is that I played Snake Eater. Metal Gear Solid Delta. I played it today. So I applied to the event, and I went, and I played it. And I'm gonna be real, I got about 40 minutes with it. Someone said you played Snake Eater over a decade ago. True. It is good. People are gonna probably like it. Obviously, Konami and the Kojima thing, people are gonna have complicated feelings about that. But I do think Konami is actually putting the proper resources and people that were on the original team are apparently, you know, helped with this, onto this project. And the gameplay is really smooth. The quality of life stuff is great. The quick change to different camos, much welcome. All the modern control, you know, enhancements and options are very good. I went and looked for the piss filter. It's good. It's actually really, really, like, it's there, it's noticeable, the piss filter, but it's not overwhelming. I thought it was really nice. It kind of just gives the game back its tint. So, I was surprised. It's a little, you know, the animations are better. Like, Snake feels like he has a little more weight. I can't tell you if it's a one-to-one in terms of controls, but I will, or in terms of Snake's physics or whatever, but it looks better. It's still a little awkward because you're retrofitting that game to these, like, really HD models. The voice lines coming out of some of the characters, they look good. Slightly awkward in a couple spots, but generally, from what I played, and I skipped a lot of the cutscenes, I saw a couple, just because I wanted to do the gameplay as much as possible for my limited demo. It was a little event space that, you know, Konami set up. And, you know, we haven't had anything Metal Gear related in a while, except, Metal Gear Survive. And so I really, you know, I want this to be good. And I was really happy with what I played. You know, as also having enjoyed Death Stranding 2, and then playing this, it's like, there's some good stuff. You know, between the two, they're different games, but I feel like if you're a fan of Kojima's stuff, you're in good shape at the moment. And it feels respectful to the original performers. It feels like, I mean, fucking, I didn't see him, but David Hayter was there. Boss's actor was there. I forget her name. But is it Laurie Allen? Is that correct? Yes, Laurie Allen was there. So it's pretty sick. Like, you know what? Props to Konami for one thing. For multiple things. For okaying this project, for Silent Hill 2 going pretty well. But specifically, I'm glad they're highlighting how important David Hayter is to this franchise and its success in the States in particular. The dude is, yeah, Donna Burke too. The dude, to me, is Solid Snake. And he has done a lot to keep the fan base alive. He's done a lot to promote these games. So I'm glad they're using him as the face of Metal Gear. And you know, Kojima didn't really have that for him. And I love Kojima, and I really like Death Stranding too. But I'm glad that this is the thing that's happening. So yeah, big fan of the way this game is turning out. It looks fantastic. The detail is great. The jungle looks more junglier. It seems a little, you know, it's gonna... Some purists are not gonna like it, of course, because it's so HD. But the filter helps, and you just really get into it. So I'm actually very impressed. Everything just feels smooth and easy and like good to play. But, you know, obviously I didn't play the extra modes. I just did the virtuous mission and a little beyond that. So some gamers always complain. Well, again, Konami has done some stuff that's pissed a lot of people off, myself included. I wasn't happy about the way a lot went down. The pachinko stuff, I get it. I'm with most people, but I'm also happy they're righting the ship. They probably took some profit loss because of some of the stuff that Konami of Japan, their decisions. And, you know, now they're actually trying to make something happen with their properties. Please, Castlevania. You know? So I'm excited for this, chat. I'm gonna stream it. I'm actually really excited. I played enough today. I experimented with some weaponry and some fucking some knife kills. I was like knifing people in the fucking crotch, and I feel like one of the people who was working there was looking at me. Like I felt their like eyes over my, you know, my shoulder, and they were like, "Why is this guy stabbing this guy in the dick so many times?" So yeah. Is CQC still intact? You could do multiple CQC moves from behind an enemy. It feels mostly like the same game. Iga isn't there anymore. It's going to be tough for Castlevania. Well, Iga wasn't the only force to create Castlevania. I love Iga's games. Bloodstained 2 is going to happen, you know. But there's potentially other avenues for Castlevania. They need to remake Castlevania 64. It's time. Maybe Mercury's theme could come back after getting good with Dread. That's not a bad idea. Can love still bloom on the battlefield of the Snake Eater remake? We'll see. So yeah, listen. My time with the game was a surprise. The trailers looked good, but I was actually very happy with the way the game played, and it looked good in motion. The cutscenes looked good. A little uncanny at times, as to be expected, retrofitting an old script and game from 20 years ago to these crazy graphics. And that's gonna be hit or miss for some people. I think I'm willing to go with it, and if it gets weird, then, you know, well. The original still does exist, but I think, yeah, I'm gonna stream this, and I had fun with it. And like I said, I'm so starved of Metal Gear. I've only played Metal Gear 3 once, and it was on stream years ago, so I'm actually very excited to revisit it. I ended up buying an expensive fucking Foxhound medal that was numbered. It was $30, but I'm like, why did I do this? So, I mean, 30's not too bad for an exclusive event thing or whatever, but I'm like, ugh. They had tons of merch, and some of it was really cool, but I didn't really, you know, I didn't want that. I got a shirt, but it was just like, you could just spend so much money. There's an $85 poster. So, a really good poster, but no, thank you. This is not a Beatles concert. So, but yeah, I mean, it was cool. I just applied. I found out it was happening, I applied, and then I went. And I had a great time. So, yeah. There you go. That's my experience. Do you still have the $50 Skibbity toy? Why do you always do this to me? Like, why do you have to do this to me? Why do you have to remind me of my failure as a human being? Like, I'm not already reminded every day when I look at the Skibbity toilet that I have on a pedestal with lights pointed at it. Yeah, I still have it. Vinny, you have a successful band. Wait. Is that... What's... What do you mean? What does that have to do with Skibidi Toilet? It was... I bought it for 50. And then the price went down to like 30, 25 bucks. Bands don't have money? Wait, is the chat member implying I have enough money for Skibidi Toilet? I mean, listen, I do, to a degree, but I'm also, like, I should be spending it on, like, milk or something. Like, why am I doing that? Bands don't make a whole lot of money these days. I'm gonna be real with you. Spotify pays like shit. I lost a ton of money from SCP shutting down. I'm, like, mostly breaking even, but then when I break even, there's always something that needs to be paid. So, yeah, no. Even... This is not what I was planning on discussing tonight. We're gonna play some video games in a little bit. I appreciate you listening to me complain, but, I'm doing it for the love of the game, mostly. The, you know, and then paying Five Guys is impossible, too. So, yeah. Even with the numbers Redvox has, it's not enough to pay band members, recover merch money. It's not enough to, you know, do a whole lot. So, yeah, we got a song with 7.3 million. We have 69,000 monthly listeners currently. Oh, nice. But, no, it's not a profitable venture. So, that's fine, though. I like doing it. Immediately derail the stream, Kappa. That's the chat member. Well, that's fine. Did you sue SCP for the money back? They liquidated. There was no suing. I don't know how to say this without it being really incredibly dark, but the person that bankrupted that company and owned the company is no longer alive. So who is left to sue? Yeah, I talked about this on stream a while back, so fucking... no, chat, no. But it's just a loss. It's just a loss, and a lot of people lost a lot more than I did. It was a crazy fucking situation, but it's an example of, like... So, business ventures are inherently risky when you put your trust into people, and... You know, nothing ventured, nothing gained, but at the same time, that shit was pretty bad, and was mismanaged horribly, and, yeah. And people that, you know, lost as much, or a little less, or more than I did, tried to pursue legal action, and there was nothing left. The only positive from that whole situation, this was like almost 2 years ago now, the only positive was I managed to get most of the merch that was left in the warehouse. And, that was good. So. But yeah, we sold, basically, if you want to know what happened, and I'm gonna play a video game in just a second. It was kind of shitty because what happened was this. I paid for several vinyl represses in full. The idea being I would make the profit when they were sold, right? Same for shirts. Same for, you know, other random things. And we did thousands of records. This was a full restock a couple years ago. And we sold the stuff. People got their merch. But SCP absorbed the money, and I never got it. And it was like 3 months or 4 months later, I'm like, wait, they're usually pretty on time. You know, other people were like wondering. And yeah, shit was... just absorbed by bad decisions from management, and then gone. Just gone. It's totally gone. Yeah. So again, it is part of the thing. I'm you know, I'm okay. Sorry. Why is Solid Snake on the screen still? Sorry, Big Boss, Naked Snake. Sorry. I should know. I'm a fan. Fake fan. I'm doing okay, chat. So if someone bought merch, the money didn't go to you. For a little while, yeah, for like a good 5-6 months. And I ate all of that. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. The estimate was If I told you, you would want to puke. But the bright side of it is this. In a way, it made me appreciate kind of what I do have. It also was a wake-up call a little bit of like, be careful with who you trust in terms of business. And also, it was, don't spend frivolously, which I don't. You know, I treat myself when I want to, but I also am very careful with money, and I save, and I was able to pay my bills. Here's the thing, you know, it's easy to, and I see it happen a lot. Sometimes you talk to other people that do what I do, and it's like, someone will live paycheck to paycheck. And I get it, it's fucking tough out there. Everything's expensive. Living is shitty. If you live in a shitty city, it's shitty. But I think, and I don't try to lecture people, but I do think it's important to, like, if you're living paycheck to paycheck with YouTube and Twitch money, that's not good. Because all it takes is a ban. All it takes is some fucking weird error. All it takes is a new law. All it takes is copyright. All it takes is someone to fuck off with your money. I mean, just save, you know, but there are people I've known over the years who do spend a lot and then don't have it. So it's always an emergency, and it's always a privilege, as opposed to, you know, the money being owed to you. It's kind of honestly not how that works. It's like, you know, month by month, it's like, oh wow, this is still happening. And that's how it should be. Always be prepared to grab a job. Always save. And be, you know, Uncle Funzalo taught me well. What can I say? All right, chat, listen, thank you for listening and joining. In conclusion, Snake controller, Nintendo Direct, money. We're going to play a game now. Amen. All right, I'm grabbing a controller and kicking back. Just a second, chat. I need to figure out a volume thing.